Doom 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 doom. Flame, flame, baby. Welcome to 15 Rounds of Flambé. Aaron and Matthew Johnson. We're back, guys. It's been a little bit of
I mean, it's good to be back, but I kind of don't miss the introduction. I mean, at least I like your introduction, like we recorded before, but you went in a new direction, so.
I mean, come on, a little bit of Flambé, Flambé, baby.
I kind of like the Street Fighter one.
I messed up the Street Fighter one. We might use that one later. Hey there, everyone, and again, welcome back. Me and Matthew have, been on a little bit of a hiatus. We had our baby brother Daniel on the show a couple of days ago. Matthew, he was working and stuff, leaving me trying to be an adult.
Yeah, paying the bills, working hard.
Yeah, paying the bills.
Working hard or hardly working, I always say.
Oh my gosh. But we are back. We are back. We are going to continue on with our series here because we just love talking about some Flambé. And the first thing we got on tap today is the man, the myth, the legend, Usain Bolt. Again, another one. Another one. The fastest man in the world for a third Olympics in a row, going all the way back to Beijing in 2008 when he initially broke the world record. Matthew, is he the fastest man of all time?
And like I tweeted out yesterday, he's the fastest man who's ever lived, because when I'm looking back I was looking back at all the past 100-meter winners in the Olympics, and the first one, the Olympics, came back in 1896. His fastest time was 12 seconds flat, and Usain's yesterday was 9.8. But he's had much faster times. And I'm just thinking about where we went from there to here we are today. There's no question to me that he's the fastest man who has ever lived.
The funny thing is, and it's when you brought up the first initial 100-yard dash, we were talking about when we were in high school, and like me and you were on the 4x1.
We beat that.
I was saying, me and you were on the 4x1 team in high school, and that was like 60 pounds ago for me, and better knees and such. But no, like I ran less than a 12. I ran like an 11 something 100-yard dash probably. Around there. I ran a 24 200, which is nothing to brag about, but it's faster than the 12. I could have been an Olympian back in the day. But
yeah,
back to Bolt and just the amazing, just the way he runs his races and the kind of athlete that he is for a sprinter. It's really a freak of nature, because he's not, I'm not gonna say so slow in the sense of how he does everything else, but coming out of the blocks, and in that race you see it particularly Justin Gatlin, who was flying. I said, Gatlin this year, and then Tyson Gay, I want to say back in 2008. Those guys, they are flying, but they can't catch it. They can't catch.
I remember, I had the sense, I had the doubt in me watching that event yesterday, because I haven't watched much Olympics because of just the schedule and everything like that. But I always love watching the 100-meter, 200-meter dash, and I was watching. I'm like, oh my goodness, he's about to lose. And then he turns it on.
It's the way, because I said he's so long.
He's cheesing in front of everyone. And
that's been the best meme. I think that's been one of the best memes out of the whole Olympics. That one and Michael Phelps sitting there pouting. Two best memes out of the whole.
Palpatine about to execute Order 66.
Oh, it's so great. It's so great. But no, the way he comes out of the blocks, he's got long strides. He's a bigger body, so it's almost like it's slower. And Gatlin had about a 2 or 3 step lead on him. But it's when Bolt gets his legs going, gets the extension, gets the strides, and it's amazing to watch, because it looks like he's almost running in slow motion. I know that's kind of weird to sound, but just when you look at all the other guys, their legs are moving so fast and their arms are pumping everything, and Bolt's doing the same, but his strides are so massive that as soon as he gets going, he builds up some speed, you don't catch him, and he runs you down.
No, man, I like how you mentioned his body movement, his extensions when he's running, because I looked it up how Bolt, he's 6'5", much taller than the average sprinter.
Yeah.
So he had 41 strides moving yesterday, and everyone else had at least 44. So it just shows how much of a difference that height does, and it's so much of an advantage. Because we've seen fast runners blow away the field, but we haven't seen someone of that size really just enforce his will on the rest of the competition.
He's an absolute just freak of nature. He's a freak of nature almost the way that LeBron James is in basketball, where we've never seen something this big, something this fast, something this strong ever. We've never seen a person do this, and for him to be the oldest Olympian to win 300-yard dashes, this is a young man's sport. This is a young man's game, and he's able to just look at all these young. Him and Michael Phelps really are just putting this. They're the kings as usual, as they've been the kings of the Olympics.
Just one quick correction. He's actually the second oldest to win the
Oh,
100
second.
meter. He's 29 years old. The other oldest one is, I believe, 32.
Huh. And that's why he's here, because I do stuff like that. But seriously, amazing, absolutely positively amazing.
With our second story, we go to the world of baseball. With Alex Rodriguez playing his last baseball game for the Yankees over the weekend. And do you think he's going to come back this season or ever?
I want to bang my head against the table, like smash my head into the keyboard. Can we just let him go? Can he just leave? Can he do what Derek Jeter left. When he retired from baseball, Derek Jeter disappeared. I saw Joe Torre and Mariano Rivera when they came to my school, Southern Connecticut State University, back right after Jeter retired. Like Jeter retired in October, they were there in May. And Joe Torre said, "We can't find Derek. We need to not be able to find A-Rod for a little while. Like just go away."
I feel like the difference is, I absolutely, I'm a fan of Joe Girardi, but I hated the way that management and he treated A-Rod.
I don't think Girardi had a say. I think Girardi got put in a bad position.
I feel like management was.
Oh yeah, no. I think Cashman and the Steinbrenners were like, yeah, no, he's not getting 700 in the Yankee uniform.
Yeah, and I feel like that's maybe the difference, because Jeter wasn't going for any really major milestone. It's not like Jeter was retiring with 2,997 hits.
Mr. 3,000.
A-Rod's 4 home runs away from 700 and nearly 20 home runs away from breaking Babe Ruth's mark. So I feel like that's what the biggest thing is. Plus also the Miami situation where he's beloved there, and they just lost John Carlos Stanton for the rest of the year. But I was reading this story how the publicist of A-Rod said that it's not going to happen this season. So I really don't know.
This season, maybe not, because I feel like A-Rod's a little bit emotionally drained about everything that's going on. So him coming back this season, I could see it not making a lot of sense. I can see him saying, like, you know what, I kind of want to hang it up this year. I want to take some time off, come back, blah, 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 whatever that may be. But going forward, I could see A-Rod's 4 home runs away from being what? Only, let's see, Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, and that's about it. Yeah. I was going to say, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, Wade Mays, no, Griffey Jr., no, Jim Tomei, no. So yeah, that's 3 guys, Matthew. That's I can't hold my finger. That's many guys.
I actually with his contract about to end up soon. I actually thought how he would go to Miami because he's beloved there. They always have trouble filling seats. But seeing that Miami might have a contending team for these next few years, I'm not sure if they're willing to worth putting a 200 hitter who can't really field anymore out there just to attract seats. I think they're just really focused on winning. So that was the only team I could think of, and the only problem there
I think that's the only team he would go to. I think Miami is seriously, because like you said, he's beloved. That's where he's from. I think Miami is really the only team he could go to. The Mariners.
It's just the problem. Maybe the Mariners. I don't even think about that. But the problem is
that's the only other team that he has any ties with. Like that's literally the only. And I don't think the Mariners want him. What are you gonna?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think Safeco Field's a hard place to hit home runs out of anyway.
Yeah, like the Marlins, he would have to play in the field because there's no DH.
True. That is the other thing, that he would have to play third base. And I don't know if they want to do that.
I was looking at their roster, and Martin Prado, he's one of the most underrated hitters in baseball. He's batting somewhat over 300.
Prado bats over 300 every season.
And then, first baseman, you got Chris Johnson batting 227, but then
you're gonna have A-Rod play first base.
That's not.
A-Rod's gonna catch a ball. A-Rod's gonna catch a ball someone throws out and be like, guys, stop throwing it so hard. I honestly. Do I think he should step away from the game and officially retire completely? Yes, I do, because I think baseball's tired of A-Rod. I think A-Rod's a little bit tired of everything that's going on.
I feel like A-Rod, even though he's done some stuff that he's certainly not proud of today, I feel like A-Rod took too much of. He became the face of steroid era, not Barry Bonds, even though he's the one who broke Hank Aaron's record, not Roger Clemens, not Sammy Sosa. A-Rod was the one who received the most punishment, and I feel like it's been a little unfair, even though he deserves some punishment.
Here's the thing,
and I was 211 games.
No, but here's the thing, and I was listening to an episode of PTI on my way to work this morning on their podcast. Tony Kornheiser had Pablo Torre on the show, no Wilbon, but they were talking about the difference between A-Rod and a lot of other players. Although a lot of people don't like Barry Bonds, a lot of people don't like Roger Clemens, they're not universally hated. A-Rod's universally hated. Players don't like A-Rod. Managements don't like A-Rod. Fans don't like A-Rod.
I feel like the worst thing he did that he probably does regret is that he sued the Players Association.
That's why players don't like
I
A-Rod.
mean, that's the thing. That's why, because everyone was. I mean, not everyone, but a lot of players were using steroids back in the day, and even though they're not, like you said, like universally hated, like Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. I mean, A-Rod is. It seems like a lot more people hate him than like him.
I used to hate A-Rod. I did, even when he was on the
I mean, I
Yankees.
never. I was just in moderate indifference.
No, I used to hate A-Rod. Now I just kind of dislike him. I'm like, he's just there. That's what I'm saying. Just go away, honestly. Because here's the thing that sucks. Because I think A-Rod, even if he never took steroids, was going to be a great player. He's like, him and Barry Bonds are two guys that didn't need to take steroids. They were going to be in the Hall of Fame. And although it's still a bit alleged, everyone in their mom knows that that Barry Bonds took steroids. Your neck doesn't get that big overnight. So, I mean, it seems to me like something like that. It wasn't a situation like Sammy Sosa. Sammy Sosa is a guy that I think needed steroids to be relevant. Second they started testing, he went from like 30 home runs, not even like 60. He went from like 25, 30 home runs to like 6, and then like 4, and then he was out of baseball. So I'm like, there's a very big difference there, and I think when it comes to A-Rod, he's one of those guys that didn't need to do it, but he did, and now he has to reap the benefits of what he made, the choices that he made. And I just think he needs to go away for a little while. He just needs to get out of baseball for a little while. That's all I'm saying. Just go. We don't need to find you for a little while. Rounding out our show, we're going to talk a little bit about a story that just came across our Flambé desk here. The NFL letting the Players Association... NFL letting the Players Association know that if several players, some of which include James Harrison from the Pittsburgh Steelers and Clay Matthews of the Green Bay Packers, if they don't come in for a meeting with the NFL regarding the same kind of meetings that Peyton Manning had to go through with a report out of Al Jazeera for PED use, that they will be suspended effective August 25th. Great way to spend my birthday to talk about guys getting suspended, Matthew. I had to throw a birthday plug in there.
I mean, I know. We just love PED talk on your birthday. But, yeah, like you mentioned, James Harrison of the Steelers, Clay Matthews of the Packers, and now the active leader in sacks and John Allen retired, Julius Peppers. Mm-hmm. I mean, this story just came across. And I mean, since we don't have much to, like, go on, but I'm just a little confused because Peyton Manning, this thing kind of cleared out with him, and I know that he's like him and Tom Brady, like the NFL's golden children, so they don't want anything like affecting them. But I'm finding this kind of strange how this story came back up again, even though Peyton was kind of set clean.
Well, if you want to say that Peyton Manning and Tom Brady are the golden boys,
I was thinking about how like Tom Brady, is he really the NFL's golden child? They love him.
It's not that they're the golden child. It's more like, to me, I look at it like this. I look at it like Peyton Manning's like the favorite son. And then, like, Tom Brady's, like, the son you love, and then, like, he just messes up a lot. But you still love him, but you got to, give him some overly, some just unnecessary punishment sometimes. And then there's James Harrison. James Harrison's the ugly stepchild that you kick while he's, like, scrubbing the floor Cinderella style. That's how the NFL feels about it.
We were talking about movies in the break and how you mentioned Harry Potter. He is Harry Potter to his aunt and uncles.
Roger Goodell. Like, I mean, the way that they're just going after Harrison all the time, it's just been absolutely crazy. And that's kind of marred his career, I think, in a little bit, because he's a great linebacker. But I think that some of these guys are going to really come. I don't know if Harrison's going to go, and to be completely honest with you, Harrison, he would rather retire. I think he would much rather retire than have to deal with more of Goodell's tyranny. But I think Clay Matthews, who has still a lot of time on his career, will go in. I don't know about Julius Peppers because he's still up in the air as far as
I kind of agree with you with Harrison because there was a story that came out a few years ago. I think he was being interviewed by ESPN magazine or another big sports media site like that, and he mentioned how he called Goodell the devil and how if he was on fire he wouldn't pee him out. So I would have trouble seeing Harrison kind of submit to Goodell in this situation, but I agree with like Clay Matthews. He still has time on his career. I feel like Julius Peppers, he knows that his time's winding down too, and he doesn't have like a seemingly hated relationship with Goodell, so I could see him coming in too. I mean, they have until August 25th, and preseason's underway. The season's going to be a few weeks away on that date, so.
I mean, it's up in the air. I said it's time, but it's not a lot of time. It's the next Thursday. I don't even know birthday. 24. But next Thursday, and so they have some time to kind of mull it over, talk to their teams, talk to the head coaches, talk to the higher ups to see what they want to do and see how they're going to go about it. Like I said, I think Clay Matthews will be there. I don't want to say I'll be surprised if James Harrison's there, but I don't know. I feel like Harrison will take the suspension and as a way of defiance, and then just work his way, eventually getting in there before camp is out or something like that. I think Peppers might take some time with this, but this announcement coming out really is going to have an effect, at least on how we go about the coming weeks. That's how I look at it. A couple coming days. That's how I look at it. I look at it from the standpoint of these guys are all big defensive players in their own rights on their own teams. They all do a lot. They all bring a lot to the table. Pepper's not as much. Harrison maybe not as much because he's not as dominant as he once was. But Clay Matthews, he's still there. He's still being an active member of the team. So I think when it boils down to it, that these guys are going to have to make a decision. The team's going to have to make a decision when and if they're going to go in and talk to the NFL, get all this hashed out. Maybe they're guilty. Maybe the Al Jazeera thing is right. I don't know. When they talked about Peyton, I think that really was a little because we all know his credibility is. I think Peyton Manning's credibility as far as an NFL player is bar none. Like there's no one better, no one more professional. So when that came out about Peyton, I was just like, eh. So I don't know. Maybe they'll just brush this under the rug, get it over with, and then go back to playing football. Well, that's all the Flambé we have for you guys today. As I said, we've been working through a lot of things. I've been working full time now. Matthew's been getting in a lot of hours over at his job. So we've been here and there and here, but we're definitely coming back around. We're here for 15 rounds of Flambé.
We'll be here on Wednesday and Friday and the rest of the week. Yeah.
Shows and content are still coming. Like I said, make sure you check out Best of Flambé when it posts on our off days. So, keep getting our hits. We're really enjoying doing this. We really like it. Like I said, I definitely got to get some equipment here going on. Bring up the production like we've been trying to do from day one. But so until then, we're just here with good conversation, good people. Matthew's back. I'm back. Flambé is here. 15 rounds of Flambé. I keep saying Flambé. I don't know. 15 rounds of Flambé is here. Subscription is going to be in the description below. Oh, gotta have the point. Can't do nothing without points. So again, we'll be back on Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy tomorrow. Make sure you check out our Best of Flambé. And until then, we will see you. Have a good one, guys.